y'all, I'm Pamela Murski. I'm the innkeeper and owner of Murski Homestead Bed and Breakfast, and I've been cooking for close to 50 years. And I've actually been teaching cooking classes now for about 10, and part of that I was catering and cooking for other people. I have decided that I'm going to start doing videos of very simple recipes to help anyone who wants to learn to cook, to learn some really good basics and to cook fresh, simple, flavorful food for their family, good, nutritious food. And today I'm going to do a simple salsa recipe for you. And you'll see to my left I've got some beautiful fresh fruits and vegetables. I've got fresh tomatoes that came out of the garden, some fresh jalapenos out of the garden, some cilantro that came from the garden, and then I supplement this with onions and limes and mangoes that I procured at the local market. You can use whatever you have that's available year-round to make salsas, and you can adapt them to make them your very own. One of the things I want to show you today is how to cut a mango. People get really afraid of these little fruits, and they're delicious, delicious fruits. It can be used as a fruit and as a vegetable. In our home, I do a lot of Thai cooking, and I use the mango as a vegetable when it's not ripe. It makes a delicious Thai seasonal salad. But today in the salsa, the mangoes need to be ripe. The way you can tell a mango's ripe when you're buying it is to take your thumb, and if it gives a little bit when you're applying pressure, and if it smells good, 9 out of 10 times it's going to be ripe and ready to go for a good mango. So to cut the mango, it's an oblong fruit, and the seed within it is a long vertical seed that's a flat seed. So to actually get the flesh off of the seed, you stand it up vertically and you put your knife flat against it, and you want to feel the seed as you pare down. As you go down, you will feel the flatness of the seed. That's the flat portion, and you can feel it as you slice down. Then to get the flesh out of the skin itself, the easiest way to do that is to take a nice sharp paring knife and to score your mango lengthwise and then again crosswise. And you want to have a really good sharp knife, but beware that you don't cut yourself. You don't cut all the way through the flesh. You just cut down to it. If you happen to cut through like I did here, it's okay. It's not going to hurt it. Then you invert the fruit. And what you come up with is this really cool looking piece of fruit with all these little cubes on it. Now, if you're doing a display for a buffet or for a party, you can actually use this as an ornamentation or as a decoration on one of your platters. When you're making a piece of fruit decoration, you can pierce it with a little skewer to do all kinds of things with it. Today, we're just going to cut the cubes off of the flesh, again with the same paring knife, and cut them into our bowl to make our salsa. Very simple, very easy to do. If you try to peel it with a vegetable peeler, that is an absolute nightmare. If you try to peel it with a knife, I tend to think that's difficult too, unless the fruit is unripe. Now, when it's unripe and I'm using it as a vegetable, then I actually do peel the skin with a knife. Okay, once we've gotten all that fruit, the cubes cut off, and put the skin aside, we've got these lovely little, beautiful, perfect cubes of mango. All right, to that, we're going to add the tomato, which I've already chopped the tomato. You can see it here. I did not seed it, I did not skin it. I just washed it and made these really beautiful little cubes. So to that, we're going to add our mango. Mix it up just a little bit. And then to the mango, I've chopped some onion. We're going to add the chopped onion. Again, I'm a country style cook, so I use my hands a lot. You want to make sure that you use your hands, that they are clean, obviously. To that, I've seeded and minced actually a little bit of jalapeno. We're going to add that. You don't have to add the jalapeno. You can add a serrano, you can add a Thai pepper, you can add whatever kind of pepper you like, depending upon the heat that you like on your palate. If you don't like heat at all, omit it. You don't have to put it in. So we've got the tomato, the mango, the onion, and the jalapeno. Next, we're going to add in our cilantro. And again, if you don't like cilantro, you can put in basil, you can put in a little bit of parsley with some chives, whatever your favorite herbs are. You can experiment and make it your own. One of the things I also want to show is how to chop cilantro. You gather the leaves, and again, you don't want the stems in, so once you get the stems out, you discard of those from your compost. You gather the leaves up in a little pile, and you make what's called a claw, which means that you take your hand and you roll your fingers inward so you don't clip off the tips of your fingers. So you make a claw, roll it in, and you start to rock your knife your butcher knife or your chef's knife, just back and forth, and you're actually using your knuckles as a guide against the knife to prevent you from cutting down and cutting your fingers. Now, that's not to be said I haven't cut my fingers, because I have, like most cooks have, most instructors. So once you've got it kind of chopped, I want mine a little bit more minced. So then I will put it back in a pile, put my hand on the tip of the blade, and really start to go to town, just rocking back and forth, chopping that cilantro into a nice, fine, for me, what's called a mince. And in one of my videos down the road, I'll show you what the difference is between a mince, a chop, and a dice, because it is very, very different. Then you add your chopped herbs, whatever you've chosen, again, it's cilantro, to your mix. To that, I'm going to add the juice of a half of a squeezed fresh lime. You can add a little more if you like a little more, if you like a little bit tartar. To that, we're going to add just a pinch of salt. If you like really hot salsa, you can actually add some cayenne pepper. If you want to add avocado to this, that'd be really good. You can also add grilled corn, pared off the cob. You can add black beans. Just let your imagination go and make the salsa your own. Now that I've mixed this up, we've got this lovely, beautiful, oh, smells so good, condiment that we're going to use. I'm actually going to put it with some grilled fish. We went fishing recently, and we've got some lovely red snapper that we caught, and then my husband grilled it up. Some homemade tortillas, and I'm going to top this fish with a little bit of this delicious salsa. All right, that is looking so, so good. And then I'm going to wrap it up, take a big, big bite, and my supper is done. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you can take this away today and make some salsa this summer while things are ripe and good and fresh. Let your imagination go wild. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bon appetit.